Drop everything. Gorgeous. Because right now I'm about to hand you the exact blueprint that turned a man who wasn't looking for anything serious into the one who begged me on a balcony in Santorini. Ring already in his pocket. To be his forever. And the wildest part, I never asked. I never hinted. I never once said the words, "What are we?" Because queens don't audition for the role of girlfriend. We make him audition for the privilege of calling us his. And tonight I'm showing you precisely how I did it. Step by delicious step. So you can walk into any situation and have him locking you down without you ever having to utter a single needy syllable. Picture this. Last year I met him at an exclusive rooftop party in Manhattan. Black Amex crowd only. The kind of night where the champagne costs more than most rent checks. And he was everything. Tall. Stupidly rich. The type every woman in the room was circling like sharks. Yet within 6 weeks, he was canceling international trips just to cook me dinner in his Tribeca penthouse. Within 3 months, he was introducing me to his mother as the woman I'm going to marry. And within 5, he was down on one knee under the Grecian sunset. Tears in his eyes. Telling me he'd never let me go. And the entire time I never chased. Never defined the relationship. Never played the where is this going game. Instead, I used a lethal combination of feminine magnetism, strategic absence, and high-value behavior that made commitment feel like the only logical choice his masculine brain could make. Because when you move like the prize, darling, he doesn't just want a relationship. He wants exclusive lifetime access to you. I used to be the girl who ruined everything by asking too soon. I'd be lying in his bed after the most mind-blowing night and blurt out, "So what does this mean to you?" Like some desperate teenager. And every single time, I watched his eyes glaze over. Watched him pull back. Watched the magic die right there because I handed him all the power on a silver platter. Until one day I swore I would rather stay single forever than ever again utter those pathetic words. And that's when everything changed. That's when I stepped fully into the energy I'm giving you right now. The energy that makes a man decide all on his own that losing you would be the biggest mistake of his life. The secret is brutally simple, yet most women will never master it because it requires radical self-worth. You become so undeniably high value, so deliciously irreplaceable. That commitment becomes his idea, his desperate need, his greatest achievement. And tonight I'm breaking down the exact 4-phase process I used to make him my boyfriend without ever asking. So lean in, queen, because once you embody this, you'll never have to wonder if he's serious again. Phase 1 is the magnetic introduction. This is the moment you meet, and you immediately position yourself as the woman who is already complete, already fulfilled, already living a life so intoxicating that adding him is a bonus, not a necessity. Most girls meet a high-value man and instantly start performing, laughing too loud, touching his arm, trying to lock eye contact for too long. But I do the opposite. I give him 30 seconds of pure goddess energy. Slow smile, sultry eye contact, one perfectly placed compliment that makes him feel seen. And then I turn away and go back to laughing with my friends like he barely exists. And watch his entire nervous system light up, because nothing triggers a man's hunter instinct faster than a woman who clearly doesn't need him. I did this at that rooftop party. I let him buy me one drink, thanked him like a queen accepting tribute, and then floated away to dance with my girls while he stared like a starving man watching caviar walk out of reach. And by the time I left that night, he had already found 3 mutual friends to get my number because I had planted the seed that I was the rarest woman in the room. Phase 2 is the velvet chase. This is where you let him pursue while you stay just slightly out of reach. Never fully available. Never fully predictable. He texts. You reply hours later with something short, playful, a little mysterious. You let him take you on the first date, but you end it first. I have an early morning. Darling. Air kiss. Gone. You post Instagram stories that show you living your best life. Private jets. Front row at Fashion Week. Candlelit dinners with girlfriends who look like Victoria's Secret models. And you never, ever post him because mystery is the ultimate aphrodisiac, and and the second you start broadcasting a man, he relaxes. But when you keep him off your grid, he panics. He escalates. He starts planning bigger dates, sending flowers to your office, texting good morning beautiful before you've even opened your eyes. Because your absence from his certainty is pure rocket fuel for his desire. Phase 3 is the emotional investment trigger. This is where most women lose the game because they think sex locks him in. Wrong. Sex keeps him coming back. Emotional investment locks him down. So you give him tiny, carefully measured windows into your soul. One night, you let him see you vulnerable for exactly 7 minutes. Maybe you tell him about the dream you've never told anyone. Maybe you let one perfect tear fall when you talk about your grandmother. And then you shut it down. Smile. Change the subject. Leave him starving for more. Because men fall in love in the spaces you don't fill. They fall in love trying to solve the delicious puzzle of you. And when you pair that with mind-blowing intimacy, followed by luxurious distance, you create an addiction stronger than any drug. I did this masterfully. I would disappear for a weekend to chillum with my girls. Phone on airplane mode. While he blew it up with "Where are you, baby?" And when I finally returned ID, let him cook for me. Let him hold me. Let him taste just enough of my soul to become completely intoxicated. Then ID vanish again to Paris for work. And every time I came back, he was more obsessed, more devoted, more desperate to make me his. Phase 4 is the crown moment. This is when he finally says the words without you ever having to ask. Because by now, he's invested time, money, emotion, imagination, everything. And the thought of another man tasting what he's tasted sends him into a primal panic. So you simply keep being the goddess you've been the entire time. You keep your standards sky high. You keep your schedule full. You keep your energy expensive. And one day he will look at you across a candlelit table in Positano or on a yacht in Capri and say, "I can't do this casual thing anymore. I need you to be mine." And you will smile that slow, knowing smile. Sip your champagne and say, "I know." Because queens don't negotiate exclusivity. We inspire it. If you're feeling that electricity coursing through your veins right now, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell because I only drop pure gold like this. No filler, just life-changing truth. And queens, let's go deeper. Because this isn't just about getting the label. This is about rewriting the entire power structure of your love life so that commitment isn't something you hope for. It's something he fights to give you. Something he brags about to his friends. Something he protects with everything he has. And I need you to feel exactly why this works on the deepest masculine wiring, so you never, ever slip back into the low-value energy that makes him relax and take you for granted. Men are built to conquer, to chase, to earn. It's not romance. It's biology. And when you hand a man the prize without making him climb the mountain, his brain files you under nice to have instead of cannot live without. But when you become the mountain, mysterious, breathtaking, slightly dangerous, suddenly claiming you becomes the greatest achievement of his life. And I've watched it play out in real time with men who swore up and down they'd never settle. Men with private jets and endless options. Men who had women throwing themselves at them daily. Yet the second I stepped into this energy, they started canceling plans, clearing schedules, rewriting their entire future just to keep me in it. I remember one night in Monaco. We were on his yacht after the Grand Prix, the air thick with money and salt. And Wed just had the kind of connection that leaves you both shaking. The kind most people only read about. And the old me would have ruined everything the next morning by clinging, by asking for reassurance, by trying to lock it down while the magic was still fresh. But instead I woke up, slipped into a barely there crimson La Perla set under a silk robe, poured myself a mimosa, and started answering emails on the sun deck like the world didn't just shift on its axis. And I could feel him watching me, feel his energy go from satisfied to restless in seconds. He started hovering, bringing me fresh strawberries hand-fed like tribute, asking if I needed sunscreen on my back, trying every trick to pull my attention back because I had just shown him that even after the most intimate night of his life, I was still perfectly complete without him. And that single move lit a fire under him that burned for months. By sunset, he was holding me against the railing, whispering that had never met anyone like me, that he was already addicted, that he needed more than just nights. He needed me in his life. And I just smiled into the wind because I knew the crown moment was inevitable when you refuse to chase the very thing everyone else is begging for. The truth most women are terrified to accept is that the second you start needing the relationship more than he does, you lose. You become the one auditioning, the one adjusting, the one diminishing yourself to keep him comfortable. But when you flip the script, when you become the woman whose life is so rich, so delicious, so overflowing with pleasure and purpose, that a man is just the cherry on top of an already perfect sundae. His entire nervous system rewires around keeping you happy. I've had billionaires reschedule board meetings because I mentioned I might be free for dinner. I've had professional athletes fly across continents after one text that said maybe to their weekend plans. I've had men who ghosted every other woman delete all their dating apps the second I let them taste what a real goddess feels like. Not because I demanded it, but because I made exclusivity feel like the only way to protect the rarest treasure they'd ever touched. And listen, this works on every single archetype. The commitment phobe, the eternal bachelor, the focused on my career guy. Because when you embody this frequency, you speak straight to the primal part of his brain that needs to provide, protect, and possess. Suddenly, girlfriend isn't a cage. It's the ultimate trophy. It's the proof you won the game every other man is playing. And the beauty is you're not manipulating. You're not playing hard to get. You're simply refusing to betray your own worth for someone who hasn't proven he deserves it yet. You're protecting your heart, your energy, your priceless feminine essence until a man shows up with consistent, obsessive, can't eat, can't sleep devotion. And when you live from that place, everything changes. Your skin glows differently. Your laugh sounds expensive. Doors open. Money flows. Men fall over themselves to spoil you because your energy screams limited edition. And the right one, the one who's worthy, won't just give you the title. He'll build an entire kingdom around keeping you smiling. So right now, I want you to make a sacred promise to the woman staring back at you in the mirror. Promise her that you will never again shrink. Never chase. Never settle for crumbs when you were born to feast. Promise her that, from this moment forward, you will move like the main character. The rare exception. The once-in-a-lifetime woman that men thank God for every single day. Because the era of begging for commitment is officially dead. Welcome to the era where they beg to commit to you. And now, my loves, we are sealing this energy into your soul forever. Because once you step fully into this frequency, there is no unseeing it. No going back to the girl who refreshed her phone 100 times. Who accepted him, just not ready as an answer. Who dimmed her light to make him feel safe. That version of you just took her last breath. And rising from the ashes is the woman who gets proposed to on yachts in the Maldives. Who has love letters delivered by private courier. Who wakes up to fresh roses and a man who still looks at her like she's the first sunrise he's ever seen. And that, darling, is not a fantasy. That is your new standard. Your new normal. Your birthright as the goddess you were always meant to be. Every time you choose your throne over his uncertainty. Every time you choose mystery over oversharing. Every time you disappear to live your exquisite life, instead of pausing it for someone who hasn't earned you yet. You level up. You become more expensive, more magnetic, more untouchable, until men start introducing you as my girlfriend before you've even had the talk. Until they are showing you ring inspiration on their phone at 2 a.m. Until they are moving cities, changing careers, rewriting their entire future just to keep you smiling. Because you finally had the audacity to treat yourself like the limited edition work of art you are. I need you to feel this in your bones right now. Feel the crown settling heavier on your head. Feel the way your shoulders drop back. Your chin lifts. Your energy becomes pure molten gold. Because this is the moment everything shifts. This is the moment you stop waiting for him to choose you and start watching him beg to be chosen by you. Tonight, when he texts something lukewarm, when you feel that old itch to secure the bag, When the anxiety whispers, just ask him where this is going. I want you to remember this exact feeling. Remember the fire in your chest. Remember that you are the bag. You are the prize. You are the once-in-a-lifetime woman who never has to ask. Because queens don't beg for thrones. We sit back, sip our champagne, and watch kingdoms rise at our feet. From this second forward, you move differently. You speak differently. You love differently. You become the woman men write songs about. The woman they thank their therapists for. The woman they still chase 20 years into marriage because you never, ever let them forget how lucky they are to have you. So go out there and be the rarest version of yourself. The version that makes him drop to one knee under Italian sunsets. That makes him cancel flights. That makes him say, I've never wanted anything the way I want you. And you will simply smile that slow, knowing smile, touch his cheek, and whisper, I know, because you always did. Drop I needed this in the comments if you're claiming this energy right now. Turn on notifications, because the next transmission is going to ruin weak women and crown queens. And I'll see you gorgeous, unstoppable goddesses in the next one. Now go make him thank the universe for every breath you let him share.